Let us look closer at another set of industries where the drivers that create business for the assurance industry are very, very strong. This group sits in the most regulated group, and hence a lot of conformity programs running in this industry are regulatory led, or so it seems sometimes. Let me zoom in a little as we see. I will deliberately touch up some details and not everything. I would like you to now pick on instances which I am not talking about. By now, I am expecting you to look at every industry from the new sets of lenses that you have. What all do you see, how you see, is something I am expecting you to be very ready. Using a symbolic logo, we talk about the oil and gas, mining, and the process plant industry. Now, the one eventuality that these industries are always preparing to avoid is an accident. The potential losses in case of a fire or an explosion or an incident on human life often have unbearable impact. This impact echoes across businesses, reputation, financial losses, regulatory changes, and whatnot sometimes. So, the primary lens here is to look at all the products and processes and how its safety can be brought about with actions and initiatives which bring about these and how they are assured is something you should think. In case you are close to this industry, you would definitely be aware of various conformity programs that might have these symbols and you would be familiar with them. The EX mark, for example, has several meanings and variants. IEC, the Standard Development Organization, has a program which is IECEX. Now, IECEX stands for the International Electrotechnical Commission for Explosive Atmospheres, while ATEX is a mandatory application limited to Europe. The IECEX is an international conformity program which is accepted in several countries as well as industries. This, of course, is a point and matter for you to think about, read about, in order to enhance your understanding of conformity programs. As mentioned, in Europe, the technical law for places where potentially explosive scenarios can build up is called the ATEX directive. Coming from atmosphere explosive, I think it's a French term. There are several other regulatory constructs which empower various regimes that come up to prevent these eventualities. In the United States, the term is HAZLOC or hazardous locations. Now, the ATEX directive is very comprehensive and has over the years iteratively expanded the list that must be assessed to ensure that small incidents do not trigger large accidents. The IEC, which is the international standards organization that prepares and publishes standards for all electrical, electronic, and related technologies, devote a massive segment to this section of assurance for atmosphere explosive. Here is a brief glimpse of some of the documents and the details and how much it covers and in what way. As mentioned earlier, if you don't come from this industry, it's worthwhile digging into how various products, processes have been added iteratively and how they bring about assurance. In case you are viewing this industry segment for the first time, the standards that you see here are only a part of the opportunity that this industry presents. The fact that this opportunity piece is often much bigger than the bodies that service it often know itself. This gives a bigger piece here. You can see there are several other standard groups, international standards, sometimes regional standards, which are not mentioned here as names. There are deviations and often gaps that prevent a total consensus among the standards. International, regional, and local standards are often similar or same, but they seem to be dressed slightly differently. Now, points to ponder for you is to think about how, why, where are they different? The threshold limits may vary. The measurement, reporting could both vary. There are instances where governments are involved, partially, fully, not involved at all. The requirements could be just testing, which is the 17 or 25 standard, or certification and listing, which is the 17 or 65 standard, and probably so much more. Now, when I queried the global market access resources of Underwriters Laboratories or UL Solutions, which got listed very recently on the New York Stock Exchange around the time I was recording for this program, I found a very nice image on the web of how conformity programs that they offer look on the world map. Though this is not specific to the industry case we talk about now, but it gives you a scale. And I can assure you, this is not all. There are often many more requirements which are fulfilled by the TIC industry. This image shows some of the several requirements for conformity of products across the world, which are fulfilled by UL Solutions at the time this image was made. As you can imagine, lots of pieces keep moving, new conformity assurance programs keep getting added. So these are all points for you to think further. You must have wondered how the human skills which are critical to this industry are monitored. There are more than one personnel certification programs that are running in this industry. There is the one which is run by IEC. There is one which is run by another entity called Compex. I would encourage you to look up these conformity programs and understand their history and how they have come to be. They may have started as supremacy programs and evolved into regulatory programs. Share back if you think they can be categorized into one or other. How do you think they could have come about and how they would evolve? Which country adopted them or region adopted them, so on and so forth. I think this will lead very nicely into the assignment that you would need to complete at the end of this section. Best of luck.